Hello, hello, hello.
Lately, I've been thinking about the cultural differences between the United States and the Dominican Republic, and I've realized that culture is more than just things that you can see. It's a way of thinking. And so the way of thinking here is very different than what I'm used to,
Very different.
but I really like it. And how Americans think is not necessarily right, and how Dominicans think is not wrong, or the other way around. It's just different.
Hello, hola, it's Yonny and Kayla. Hola, hello from the DR of Buffalo.
So we are not speaking for all Americans and all Dominicans, obviously. I am just speaking from my experience. I lived in Buffalo, New York before I came here, and I've been here for about 3 years. And you're Dominican, you've been here your whole life. But again, what you think doesn't necessarily represent all Dominicans, but you do know how the majority of people think here.
Yes.
Even if you don't necessarily think that way, for whatever reason. Number one, in the Dominican Republic, it is better to be late than never go at all.
Yeah.
And this one kind of caught me off because we were talking to the pastor last week, and he said, hey, there are some people who come to church 2 minutes before it finishes, but he appreciated it and he thought it was good that they come, even if they're only there for 2 minutes. And that's how a lot of people think here. Someone went to a wedding and the guests came at the end of the wedding. And it's better to be there late than not come at all.
Well, yeah.
It would be more rude to not go to the wedding at all.
Yeah.
Instead of showing up at the end. But in the United States, I feel like people think if you're going to be late, don't even come. If you're going to be late to the wedding, don't even show up at all. Either be on time or don't go.
Oh.
You don't go to a wedding late.
Well, you go to a wedding late here.
Yes. But that's the thing, because it's more important. The person is more important than time. And I don't know why time is so important in the United States. And that's something I'm trying to get out of my head. And no, I'm not going to show up to a wedding 2 minutes before it finishes. But at the same time, I put so much emphasis on being on time. Is that right? I don't know.
We're learning to be early. Dominicans should change that and be more early and be more ethical in that.
Yeah.
But it's not like that, unfortunately.
Number two, in the Dominican Republic, there is this thought to always help each other.
Oh, yeah.
If you see somebody who ran out of gas, a motorcycle that ran out of gas, you push them and you help them to a gas station.
Yep.
If you have a friend who didn't do their homework, you help them by letting them copy. If someone needs money, you loan it to them and you help them, even though you're probably never going to see that money ever again.
Yeah.
And that is just the thinking. We help each other here always.
Yeah, and something else that we said in a video before is that when someone is eating something, no matter what it is, they always
offer it or share it.
Yeah, share. Do you want some before they eat it? Do you want some of this? Do you want some of this?
Yes. So helping and sharing are very important.
Yep.
To Dominicans.
Mm-hmm.
And in the United States, maybe in some places that is true, but where I was from, it is very individual. You love yourself. You are independent. You do things on your own. You don't ask for help. And there's a lot of thinking that is exactly the opposite.
Oh, wow. I really like the, being used to offer to each other and share. And, I like this. I like that. This is a very good custom that I don't want to lose.
Number three, there is this thought, which is very similar to number one, that you arrive when you arrive. If you're late, oh wow. You get there when you get there and there's no rush. And honestly, I need to be a little bit more like that because I do not like being late, but then I'm rushed and it's not fun. And then I'm freaking out on the inside because I'm going to be late to something and I don't want to be late to it. But like, what is honestly going to happen if I'm late once or twice?
If it isn't a job, they would fire you. Not here.
Not here though. And if I'm late once or twice, it depends why I'm late. But if I'm late once a year, like what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna happen. There's no consequence.
Nah.
Like, what am I so afraid of? I don't know. Number 4. I feel like it is the thinking here to say yes to everything. And a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Where they'll say yes to something even if they're going to change their mind later, or even if they're busy at that time, or even if they can't do it, they'll say yes to it.
Mm-hmm.
There are people in the United States who do that too. They say yes to everything and then they end up not doing any of it, and they're not really reliable. So I feel like it's not specific to the Dominican Republic. That's just how I feel like a lot of people think here. But also in the United States as well.
What?
Do you say yes to everything?
No, I learned to say no. I read a lot of books. But I was like that, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
But no, not now. If I don't want to do something or I'm not sure about it, I say the truth.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. If I don't want to do it, I better don't. I won't.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it, so no. If someone get offended, that is their problem. It's not my problem.
Oh,
But
that's
I mean,
true.
but this is what I have learned. You know, this is what I have learned,
Yeah.
and this is the only way to escape from that. Otherwise, your life would be suck.
Like, suck the life out of you.
Yeah, if you say yes to everything for everything, no. I mean,
Yeah.
it's if you can, and yeah.
The last one, number 5. It is the general thought of most Dominicans that God is real.
Oh yeah.
God is here. Even if people are not Christians, they acknowledge that there is a God. God made us. He created us.
Mhm.
There is a God who created the universe.
Of the 100% of the Dominican, like I would say, like 30% of the people don't believe in God.
I wonder. I'll look it up.
Everyone respects what God is, and for example, if you're a Christian here and you have a church and everything, and you invite people to a special activity or things, you invite them to go, they go. They will go. They will go that day, all that. And they don't care that you are on them and telling them and reminding them because they forget.
Yeah. And I personally see God so clearly here. In the United States, there's so many distractions and so many things, and people can just go through their lives without God, and they just think in their heads, and me too, that we don't need God because we make enough
do
money.
need God.
Yes, but in the United States, if you're going to your job and you're working and you have enough money and you don't have this need, daily minute by minute need on to depend on God, it's harder to see him. Yes, I need God every moment of every day in the United States and here. But here, it's more obvious for me to see, and it's more clear because I depend on him for very, very basic things here. Because I don't make enough money to live on. I see God in those moments where in the United States, he's very hard to see. And I can understand why a lot of people can't see him because of what I just said. Where here, it's like these moments where we see God so clearly because we depend on him for everything.
For everything. Here. No matter what, even the most minimum thing. Even to buy anything.
Yes.
Like buy a car or a motorcycle, even for God. For
yes.
God. God needs to choose for us, otherwise.
Yes. And I should have the same thinking in the United States, but for whatever reason, I don't. Maybe other people do. Maybe other people depend on God for every little thing in the United States, but I don't, and I didn't.
So this is one of the reasons which I love my country and I want to live here for as long as God permitted me to live. And
yes, and if you're comparing the happiness of most Americans versus the happiness of most Dominicans, Dominicans are by far more happier, more joyful than the average American, which goes to show that things don't make you happy, money doesn't make you happy. So the Dominican Republic is obviously doing something right because they're much happier and much better off, in my opinion, than people in the United States. Not financially better off, but just peaceful, relaxed.
Yes.
And that's how I would rather live. That's a place where I would rather live.
Yeah, and I like to live like that.
So, if you have any other cultural differences, ways of thinking that you've noticed, if you've been to the Dominican Republic, let us know, share them. And that's it.
Yep. Let us know. Peace out. 2 heads up.
Just a heads up.
You need to put just?
Yeah.
Just 2 heads up.
Not just 2 heads up.
Well, what?
Just a heads up.
Oh, you said just 2 heads up.
No, not just 2. Just a. Just a heads up.
Just a head, whatever. Let's continue with the video. Just a heads up. What? Isn't that bad either?
It is. But you're like, just a heads up.
because it's like elevating. Just a heads up. Okay, I can't. Oh, can you hear that?
It's 12 o'clock.
It's 12 o'clock. This is the alarm that tells us to eat. Yeah.
That's not the purpose of the alarm.
Whatever. Okay.
But yes, we eat when we eat at 12.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Wait, you were saying. What was the number 5?
I'm doing fine. So ease your worried mind. Sit back and close your eyes. Yeah, this land is a paradise. And the people are so very nice. I'm happier than I've ever been.